Hey guys, welcome to our training on social media and content writing. Now, this isn't anything super mind-blowing, but these are all things that I have had to learn and put into practice myself. So I want to share 6 tips to really hone in your social media and talk to the people that you want to attract as your potential customers and coaches. Okay, so the first thing, when you are using social media to grow a network marketing business, you are not just that network marketing business. There are so many more nooks and crannies of your life that people want to see other than what you're selling or the service that you're providing. Your stories should not be full of your workouts and your products, and this is on sale for $20 this month. It needs to be tidbits of all the pieces of your life. A good rule for that is to do like on your hand. So health and fitness coaching is one, and you have 4 other things that you should be posting about in a rotation with that. So for every 1 fitness post, you need to be posting 4 of something else because people are going to get frustrated if all you're doing is sharing your health and fitness business on your social media, and that's not something that you want to do. You need to be consistent, and I know this sounds intimidating, especially for those of you who are like, I just work and come home and make dinner and clean up the house and go to bed and start all over again. But you do have a story and it's not going to come easy at first. It is going to be something that you have to practice with, and don't feel like it has to be perfect the first time that you put it out there for the world to see. Think of all the social media accounts you view throughout the day and how much you pay attention to each account. People are going to be cycling through, and when you post something on Wednesday, they're not going to really understand or realize that you are posting it again on Friday. And that's totally fine. So you want to tweak and refine your story to your specific target market. And you want to do that consistently. So if you are, for example, myself, I'm a teacher, so I try to post 5 times a week, sometimes 6 if I am not traveling on the weekends. And sometimes my off day is in the middle of the week, but I try to show up 5 to 6 days a week, and that's a non-negotiable. And I don't just share my health and fitness. I share things that I'm doing in my classroom. I share things that my family and I do on the weekends. I share things that I'm doing with my toddler to teach him things. I share books that I'm reading, things that I like to do. Because like I said earlier, I'm not just my health and fitness business. I'm Alexis, and I have so many more interests than just health and fitness. Another thing is to add value. You constantly want to be adding value to your followers' world. Like I said, even if they don't absorb it the first time, it's going to take at least 30 times for someone to see your content and fully understand what you're about. 30 times. So that means if you post every day for a month, someone's finally going to start catching on. So the sooner you start, and the more, I don't want to say aggressive because it sounds bad, but the more frequent you are, the more consistent you are, the more you show up in their world, the better things are going to click for them. So you want to add value. Things like running a free group. I'm getting ready to run a free group called the 10 Days of Christmas, and it's going to be a little bit of fitness, a little bit of recipes. So I'm trying to add value to people for free because I love what I do and I love the products that I'm using. Another way to add value is to share books that you're reading or tips to finding good books. I get questions all the time about the devotionals I'm reading, or books that I'm reading, or planners that I'm using. So throw those things out there and people are going to really latch onto that. So number 4, when you are on social media, it's important to be social. You can't just sit on the receiving end and expect people to come to you. Think about, you get what you receive in terms of engagement. I butchered that. You will get what you put out there in terms of engagement. So if you are only double tapping on people's pictures, you're only going to get double taps on people's pictures. If you are asking thought-provoking questions or responding to questions or messaging people through their stories, they're going to see that that door is open and they're going to give you the same. Okay, so give what you want to receive in terms of engagement. Number 5 is to speak specifically to the people that you view as your ideal client and or potential coach. So this is where it seems a little backwards. You would think that you would just want to cast a broad net and try to include and speak to everyone because you want everyone to be a part, which I totally understand, but you're going to miss out on your people if you are not speaking to your people. So you need to come up with, like, jot some things down. Like, I have these little half sheet, if you can see it, like note papers. Jot down what you think that your ideal client, your ideal customer, or your ideal potential coach to work with would be like. What are her values? What are her interests? What is she afraid of? And I want you to speak into those because that's going to get you your people better than just casting a broad net to try to catch anyone. And then lastly, you need to be genuine. It is super helpful to look at other coaches' social media and pick up on things that they're doing, pick up on how they're posting, what they're talking about, and it's easy to get sucked into that and want to copy them. That's fine if you want to use them as a mentor text or like a mentor post to structure yours, or maybe you have like one little snippet that you want to take, but you want to use your own words. Your followers are going to know if your words are not your own. So it's super important that you post and write your posts and interact on your stories as you would in real life. Because you can imagine it would be awkward if you build this whole relationship on being somebody else online and then end up being good friends with them and then meeting in real life and you are not actually the person that you put on a front to be on social media. So be genuine and stay true to who you are. So those are just my best tips in terms of using and interacting with social media. Now, things that I think would benefit you if you have not already downloaded these apps, Canva is going to be an excellent source for you. Lightroom is also a free app, at least on the iPhone systems. You can also, with the Lightroom, if you go to Etsy, you can purchase pretty inexpensively, you can purchase some presets. That way all of your photos are consistent. I'm kind of particular in that I want my photos to look very similar. Now, I don't want to have the same pose forever or in all of my pictures. I just noticed recently that Maddox has been in like 7 of my last 9 posts. So I might need to kind of scale him back or at least have those on ice for later. But you really want to pay attention to how you're posting. So like I said, apps like Canva, apps like Lightroom, if you purchase some presets on Etsy, or if you are already in the photography world and you know how to do your own thing, more power to you, because that is so confusing to me. And then there was one more thing. Oh, I use the Plan app to space out all of the text in my posts nice and cleanly without any like dashes or periods or anything like that. I don't know how long I'll be using Plan. I've run into some issues with it. It's definitely not a place that I want to save all of my posts. I usually do that on a Google Doc or through a text message thread to myself on my phone. I just text my own number, so it just keeps looping back to me. That's a great way to jot something down if you don't have paper handy. But Plan does give you a nice, clean spacing on all of your posts. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please let Lauren or I know, and we would love to answer your questions. So have a great evening and good luck.